Good morning, Darren Daily community. I have a special message for you this morning. It's particularly timely, so I'm coming to you straight from my office. I have a lot of people that are messaging me right now who are scared, or at the very least, worried and concerned. And I take my job as your trusted advisor very, very seriously. So there are a few things that I'd like to give you some inside information on. First off, don't freak out by what it is that I have to tell you here. It doesn't have to be as bad as this might sound. And I will guide you through it to a happy ending, I promise. So this past week, I met virtually with a group of some of the most brilliant people I have ever met, real market and political insiders, guys running colossal hedge funds, CEOs of major tech companies, big energy companies, leaders of political super PACs, PhD economists, and a well-known business news commentator who appears on TV every night, and several others. Now, the purpose of this private meetup was to share insights and perspectives on the economy, financial markets, business logistics, and geopolitics. So here's the bottom line. Every single one of them is pessimistic about the economy, where we're heading as a nation, and the evolving geopolitical dynamics. They all expect that we are headed into much tougher times before things get better. Half of them, 50% of them, expect that the economy will be in a full-blown recession by next year, and another 40% expect at least an extended period of painful stagflation. Now, why? Well, there is still a lot of debt that needs to be cleared out of the system. All the asset classes that got overinflated are still rebalancing, another word for falling. So inflation will remain persistent. Things will continue to be expensive. Labor will tighten even further, and consumer debt will climb, which is squeezing consumers from both ends and making people more and more frustrated and angry. Now, this will be kindlewood for the political circus that will ramp up in 2023 going into a 2024 presidential election. The already extreme divisions in our society and outrage madness will only magnify and intensify. All the while that this is happening, in the background, we continue to tiptoe on the cliff's edge of a geopolitical black swan event. Tensions with Russia, China, India, and Iran. Now, if you are unfamiliar, a black swan is an unpredictable event that is beyond what is normally expected and has potentially severe consequences. For instance, The Economist magazine, a very respected publication that does thoughtful and thorough forecasting every January, they project what is to be expected over the next 12 months. Well, if you go back and look at the January of 2020 edition for what was to be expected in 2020, there's not a single word about COVID. Of course, they were writing the edition in December of 2019, and it was an unknowable event at the moment, but it soon became a black swan event. And if you look at their edition from January of 2021, there's not a single word about Russia and Ukraine, which again, you could not have known with any kind of precision that a full active war invasion was actually going to take place as brazenly as it did, but it soon became a black swan event. COVID and the Russia-Ukraine war are the most significant events of each of those periods, yet each was utterly unknown 30 to 60 days before they took place, even by most all of the best experts in the world. And this isn't a criticism of them, it's only an example that the most significant issues that will affect our quote-unquote normal circumstances and future are often unknowable 30 to 60 days before they happen. In reality, we really have no idea what the future holds and what the biggest news stories will be that affects our future. This is part of what I want to talk to you about, okay? This unknowable future is also true for you personally as well. The most significant life-altering events of your life are probably unknowable 30 to 60 days before they happen. A cancer diagnosis, a heart attack, a car accident, meeting the one you'd marry who you end up spending the rest of your life with, becoming pregnant, meeting a future client at your kid's soccer game that will alter your financial future, receiving a recruiting call that changes your professional trajectory forever, etc. Now, I know that this fact is really hard for most people to deal with, even to grasp, let alone accept. The fact that we really have no clue what the most affecting issues of our future will be in the next 10 years, in the next 5 years, over the next year, heck, even in the next 30 to 60 days. Now that can seem distressing, right? But understand this, it has always been the case. I don't think there's ever been a time in modern history when we knew what the biggest news story for the next few years would be preemptively. Think about it. The events that were generational and societal defining events virtually nobody saw coming before they happened. Things like COVID or 9/11, the Kennedy assassination, MLK, Pearl Harbor, the Great Depression, all the way back to Julius Caesar being, well, pretty dang surprised one day, as well as the dinosaurs, right? Can you imagine what the, right? So the first takeaway here is this. It is okay not to know. Not knowing is normal. The second is volatility is normal. In fact, it's inevitable. The majority of what we are experiencing right now and what still might be coming is normal volatility, normal economic fluctuations, normal market conditions, normal accidents, and normal uncertainty, all things that we should expect to occur with 100% certainty in the stock market, in the labor market, the housing market, in geopolitics, and the economy during our lifetime. Even the unexpected black swan events should be, well, expected over time within our lifetime. They are what is called inevitable. The lesson here is don't be surprised or dismayed by the inevitable. Recognize it as normal. As Jim Rohn would say, when the inevitable occurs, don't look too surprised or we will call you naive. If the sun goes down and the guy says, "What's happening? What's happening?" It means, well, maybe he's not too bright, or the guy is naive. Haven't you been here a while? Come on, get used to it. It happens every day with regularity. There are some things that you don't want to look surprised about, especially in public. Now, I know that it is presented and it is headlined by the Wall Street Journal, by Bloomberg, by the Financial Times, and other media outlets as a crisis, a shock, and a catastrophe. Even if what we are dealing with are normal market fluctuations or corrections that have always occurred fairly regularly and will always occur at fairly regularly intervals. Just know that the media or expert commentators are in the business of selling news, not reporting it. So my advice to you is this: be amused by what you read, not alarmed. And become comfortable being uncomfortable. Know with certainty there will always be uncertainty, and it is normal. In fact, it's inevitable. If you are feeling uncertain, congratulations, you're human. And this is life. Welcome. This is the way it is. It's the way it's always been and will continue to be so. Let that be okay. Now, my friends, if you can truly grasp this, I am telling you, you will have such an emotional, psychological, and resiliency advantage over other primates around you. And then the choices that you can make with this sane perspective can make you rich. At the very least, if you understand uncertainty is normal and you become comfortable being uncomfortable, at least uncertainty won't surprise you, paralyze you, or debilitate you. You see, there is a misnomer that goes like this, that when humans face fear, uncertainty, or crisis, they either take flight or they fight. But there is a third response, and this one is the one most often taken. They freeze. And this is the most dangerous response of all. Why? Because action is required, but the right action, level-headed, sane, wise action. So tomorrow I will come back here and I will tell you what you can do given the inevitable and the constant state of uncertainty and the dim outlook of what might be ahead of us. It comes down to preparedness, having the right knowledge and obtaining the right key skills in advance of going headlong into a crisis. I will show you, as Jim showed me, how to set your sail. You see, Jim taught me that your destiny is determined not by the winds of change or the currents of turmoil, but only by the set of your sail. He said the same wind blows on all of us. The same currents pull on all of us. You can arrive at whatever destination you desire. All the difference is the set of your sail. So tomorrow, I will show you how to set your sail so that the wind and currents that are coming won't blow you into the rocks or ground you upon the beach. Instead, I will show you how to turn those forces into propulsion to accelerate your rate of progress, spike your growth, and speed up your success. So if you're ready for that, I want you to write #ReadyToSail in the comments below. And if this has been helpful to you, I only ask that you share it with others. Be the beacon of light in the vast darkness that's out there so that others can find their way and sail to safety too.
Hi there, Allie from the A-Team here. Well, as you can see, Darren takes his job as your trusted advisor very seriously. Now, if you're a business owner or you're a leader responsible for growing a company or leading a team, the place that Darren can go deep with you to give you the right knowledge, the proven strategies, and essential skills to thrive, even in tough times, is at our Business Masterclass. Now, it's coming up quickly on October 19th through the 21st. It's live and it's delivered virtually, so you can connect in from anywhere. Now, as Darren said, the timing is critical. So rearrange your schedule to make these 3 days with us. We promise it will change your future. Now, the backdoor link to skip the inquiry process is bmcinvite.com. There you'll see that Darren has arranged special financing so you can get in for as little as $375 a month. Just go to bmcinvite.com. It's going to be extraordinary. So we hope to see you there.